Oh man, welcome back to another episode of IBTE Sports Podcast. You got your boy Lawrence, Kenny, and Phil, and we got a special guest today. I'm gonna let him introduce himself in a little bit, but we want to send this time out to Neil. I just hope he feels better. He's not feeling too well. He's under weather. This is 2 weeks in a row. I don't know what happened in the last 2 weeks, but hope he feels better. Hope he's here next week so he can address a few things that I want to talk about. But
I heard he's diagnosed with RCWD. Rams can't win disease.
I love it. All right, man. John, you want to introduce yourself and kind of some of the things that you do?
Hi guys, my name is John Meyer. I do a podcast with Phil called Baller Central. We pick sports things every week. I'm having fun picking against you guys so far this year. I think it's been really fun, really close, and it's gotten me on my nerves a little bit. But I'm a Jets and Giants fan. I love football. In my daytime, I do photography and like video and stuff. And I just like talking about sports, and I'm happy to be here. I love watching your show in the past, and happy to finally be on. What's up?
Of course. But so what we do usually every time, I think it's important. Neil doesn't think it's so important, but I like to ask how everybody's day is. So we're gonna start with you. How's your day going? How you feeling through the week right now?
Feeling pretty good. Kind of nervous. In the other podcast, I'm playing one of our co-hosts, and he said if he could lose every single fantasy game but beat me, he would love to do that, and I play him this week. So I'm a little nervous. So
wow, he must have like a bad team then if he's talking like that.
No, it's last year he won against everybody else but me.
Okay. So he's on a revenge story.
Yeah, exactly. So other than the Keem.
Okay.
Other than the revenge tour, kind of good week. Happy to be here. Sorry about missing out on Neil. I've watched him before. I like what he has to say. You know what I mean? I know he's a little sick.
John.
Unpopular opinion.
You don't have to be the only person to say that.
I do like
unpopular opinion.
John, you're already here. You don't have to,
I know. I'm just saying. I am a fan. I gotta put it out there. Come on.
All right, man. What about you, Kenny? How you feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful. Syracuse is ranked number 18 in the country. Big game against NC State this weekend. The NFL, I don't even know if that even exists anymore because there were no games last week because, my team definitely didn't lose on a ridiculous roughing the passer call, but that's a different story for a different day.
What about you, Phil?
Hey, we're here as always. Had a good podcast yesterday. Chatted up with Lawrence and John till 3 a.m., 2 a.m. last night, just talking about bullshit. So I barely made it to my 8 a.m. job. So shout out. Hey,
it sounds like some deflected blame right there.
Definitely did.
Just a tad bit.
Bright side, I was up and I was waking up to check the waiver wires because our thing for sleeper is 3:05. So check some things and did some things. But
right.
Happy to have my boy John here for the first ever collab.
Of course. And then for me, man, it's been a good week so far. Just been working, trying to tweak the pod a little bit more, get a further reach. But shit, man, I'm just happy to be here every week. I look forward to it. And my biggest thing is just keep growing the audience for us, and hopefully we can continue to get people to come back. Even people that I play flag with, they're like, yo, we're gonna watch the show this week. We're gonna watch the show because we're in New York. They're Giants fans, Jets fans. So I get the messages that we here. You don't talk about us on the pod. I watched some videos back, and there was disrespect last year about my team. So we're gonna definitely get into it, but.
Yeah, we definitely will because I'm tired of this fool's gold. We'll get to them.
Don't let life get to you.
Oh my goodness! Hold on, really quick. Oh man, what let's break. We usually start with John. We go through the kind of the games, a recap.
This week We're starting with a national service announcement to the damn referees in the National Football League because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And it's not. I'm very aggravated because it cost the Falcons a chance to come back against Tom Brady and give us our first win against Tom Brady ever. I'm not bitter about that at all, in case you guys couldn't tell. But then I had to watch on Monday night. The same thing happened. Chris Jones makes a clean strip sack. Clean as day. It could have cost the Chiefs the game. Thankfully, it didn't. But that's roughing the passer. And then later in the same game, I got to watch Patrick Mahomes get thrown like a rag doll, which I don't think it was roughing the passer. But if you're going to call roughing the passer in the first half and call that on Grady Jarrett the day before, how could you not call that later in the game? I don't get it. The NFL is trying to cover their ass because they let Tua get a concussion, go back out in the field 4 days later and get a second concussion. So now every time you do anything other than lay a pillow down for the quarterback, you're going to get flagged. It's ridiculous. We need to take sacks out of the game, put flags on the quarterback because this is dumb, and I don't know what you expect a defender to do.
It's the new pass interference.
Hey, listen, if they do that,
like this is like pass interference.
Yeah.
There probably is pass interference in every play, so I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But roughing the passer, I think
it was that 1 year where it exploded. Like everyone was complaining about it every single week.
These D linemen are tackling quarterbacks. They're tackling quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't know what they want them to do.
What else are they supposed to do?
Because
that's why they're paid. That's why that whole bump up happened with Khalil Mack. Who's the first defensive lineman that got like $100 million plus? Was it John Abraham?
He was making bank.
Yeah,
he broke the bank when Atlanta brought him in.
Yeah.
But like they get paid to do that. Like that's why they're paid crazy, almost quarterback money to do that. Is to go get the quarterback. So it's like, yeah, that was funny. Was that an old video or was that recent?
That was old.
Oh, that was old. Okay. So it's resurfacing. But yeah, I just didn't like the call. Like I watched it. I was watching the game when that happened, and I was like, "What's the call? It's gotta be holding. It's gotta be holding." And then they played it back, and I'm just like, "Wow!" Like they at this point just put an age limit on it, and anybody over 45, they can't be thrown.
Well, and guys, we also got to talk about this. Like the roughing the passer call, they made it so you could challenge it the next year. Every single time it was challenged, it was never overturned because. Looked at by the same individuals who called it. Like
roughing the passer was never challengeable.
No. It was
pass interference. Yeah,
pass interference. I mixed it up. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
but I think if you do something like that for roughing the passer or try to fix something in some type of way, you can't give it to the officials. You know what I mean? They're not going to change anything. You know what I mean?
100%. It's just never going to change though, because no matter what, like, because even when they review them now, it goes to headquarters in New York and they make the change, but it's still it's an old boys club. Like no ref is going to say, okay, you guys were wrong. Like it's what it is.
But they're killing themselves. You know what I mean? Like if you run into an NFL official, you'd be like, yeah, what just happened? You know what I mean? That'd be the first thing you'd bring up because it's insane. And it did cost Atlanta its first win, and it's sad to see that. You know what I mean? Oh.
Yeah, I would say the only thing too is the part of the rule is the whole weight thing, which I get, but at the same time, it's okay. You can tell intent if someone literally tries to lay on them and like crush them. It's like if a guy does like Grady Jarrett, he's 300 pounds and he's moving fast. That's tough to try to get a guy and then move out the way.
He didn't land with his weight on Brady purposely to avoid landing with his weight on Brady. He rolled him. So he wouldn't land on him.
Right.
So and then the Chris Jones thing, he was coming from behind him, so he has nowhere to go. So he put his arm underneath Derek Carr to secure the tackle. What else do you want these guys to do?
Right.
I don't know. I'm not salty.
Yeah, Tuesday, we got the power rankings later. I'm pretty you're gonna like them. Your boys are in there. But yeah, it's tough, man. Like it's just like you said, they're trying to cover themselves about the whole Tua thing. It's a bad look for them optics wise. The whole world and whoever was in the studio was replaying the shit. I'm sure they got fired. There's no way they kept their job after that. No way.
Imagine the security for the refs after these games.
Hey, listen.
It does take a lot of security. Like,
Secret Service, you're gonna be needed every Sunday now.
Okay, so we'll go to the first primetime game of week 5. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of time. I think we had 10 field goals, 9 field goals, 7.
If you ever
Yeah, we
want
had 7
someone to
field
never
goals.
watch the sport of football, put that game on and make them watch it. Because that was terrible. Then the
That's
fact
bad.
that it went to overtime, that I felt like the NFL was like waterboarding us on live TV.
although I bet you got some views from Richard Sherman going, "You're at the 1. You're at the 1." And do I need to replay this again? Like, did you guys see that interview? Oh my
Mhm.
god!
And then he said you should see Marshawn Lynch's reaction next week. Marshawn Lynch joins Thursday Night Football. I was like, okay. He joined. I think he did it next week or the week after, I believe. They just announced it. So they're probably gonna ask him how he felt about that the game as well. So it's gonna be very interesting, but very ugly game. It's
Yeah,
very hard to watch.
Yeah, it just. I think me personally, I think it's a different game with JT there. I think that the Colts make it more interesting, and he breaks some runs somehow, some way. And I'm not gonna say he would have had a crazy difference, but if Hines stays in that game, maybe he can get some screens and stuff going. But it was just like overall just ugly. Who's the running back for the Philip Lindsay? So it was
Philip
just like
Lindsay and Deion Jackson.
so it's like, and they both rushed for I think 40, 50 yards apiece.
Yeah, Deion Jackson went for 62. He led the game in
Yeah,
rushing.
and their receiver,
Easily Taylor's getting 100.
Yeah, Alex Pierce
Easily.
got around 89, 90 yards as well. Had some pretty good catches.
Yeah,
81.
he's finding his way. He's finding his way too. And he said
Told you guys.
last couple of games he's been doing his thing. So
He is the receiver that Matt Ryan loves. He's the same mold as Mohamed Sanu. He's the same mold as Michael Jenkins was. Like it's a big body receiver that doesn't go down the field. He just sits in the intermediate routes, and Matt Ryan will find you.
yep. So it's gonna be good for them.
Biggest takeaway I got from that game is I don't think Russell Wilson is as liked by his teammates as everyone wanted to believe. Like just
Melvin Gordon, KJ Hamler.
or let's just take his whole career now we can look back on. Like they said the defense, like Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, and those guys had no respect for him in Seattle, they said. And now we can see the way that Richard Sherman talks about him, in these pregame and postgame shows. Clearly that has to be true because he does not like him for the way he talks.
I wonder how Marshawn Lynch feels.
We see the way that the Denver people look at him. And then even Seattle just traded their franchise quarterback and went to Geno Smith. Usually when that happens, your star receivers like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are very aggravated and annoyed and are talking about it all offseason. Did we hear DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett say one thing all offseason?
I think last game they even said his catchphrase. I think that game.
So I'm just it makes you wonder.
Wait, what was it again? He said
they wrote me off. I ain't right back.
I ain't right back. Hey, listen, they still going though. They still going.
So Russell Wilson is just not nearly as liked as everyone wanted to believe. I think
they said Future. I don't know if y'all. I don't think I listened to this rapper, but Future was on the. You guys know the whole Future thing. Everybody said that's still in his head, but in the song he says he said I'm still smashing on C. I got 250 on me like the quarterback of the Chiefs. Who just got 250? Listen, man. I don't think it was Mahomes. I think it was. Listen, I don't know if he's affected by that man still, but the timing of it right before the first week, and he hasn't recovered. I don't know.
He has not been sensational.
He's looking bad right now. He's looking bad, but I think he'll get it turned around.
Oh yeah,
they got to figure it out. But
also they lost offensive lineman Garrett Bowles and Ronald Darby for the season, so even
that's
more
true. That's true.
For the Broncos and stuff.
And then let's go Giants and the Packers, man.
Okay.
In London.
In
London.
John, you're shy.
In London.
I'm gonna let Lawrence go first. I think you got that right. That pick right last week.
Yeah, I did. I got a face from Kenny and Phil when I said it, but
Really?
I stand by my statement.
I feel you, but I was like, shit. I feel like they could do it, and they did it.
And God,
but
John picked the Giants.
and listen, the Giants had the Packers scoreless in the second half. The only thing they had was the bullshit safety. So the defense is there. They're finding ways. Daniel Jones is kind of getting to a rhythm too, a little bit. That Saquon's there. I think he's a different player with Saquon there. I said it before on the pod too. When it's a different feeling when a quarterback has their go-to guy. Like when they're not out there, especially when you got Wanda Robinson hurt, you got Kadarius Toney's hurt. Kenny Galladay is not catching anything. He's basically just checked out of the season. I don't care what he says, but then you got Sterling Shepard running down the field and he tears his ACL. Like all those, like I think he likes Slayton, which is good that Slayton's back. I think that's big because you can look at 2020 season. You can go back to Slayton's stats, and he's getting hella targets. You can see that. You can see in London, I think he had 6 to 8 catches. So like
6 catches, 7 targets, 80 yards.
You feel me? So it's like he's got his guys that he likes, and I think it'll be even different if Sterling Shepard was there too, because I think he likes him a lot too as a receiver. So they're gonna be. I feel like they're gonna be all right. And then listen, another thing too is that Bellinger tight end, man. He's doing his thing. He gets open. Daniel Jones finds him. They extend drive, so they got some things going. It's gonna be questionable though. Their offense by number wise is bottom 10. So obviously you're gonna have to increase that to survive. But
OBJ.
See what happens.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I doubt he'll come back, but I wish he did come back to New York. Either one of the teams. But
Tell me what you think about the game.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I love the London games. I pay attention to them every year. Pat McAfee's talked about them. He's talked about preparation and who's gone there and who hasn't. And I was at not this one, but like the last Giants international game, and I saw them win. And I found out the Packers never ever have been international, and they were leaving on Thursday. So that's why I picked the Giants, because like situationally, the Giants were ready enough to play in that game. You know what I mean? They're definitely still. I don't know if you would call it rebuilding. I think a new regime has took over. You know what I mean? So now we're gonna see who's gonna stay and who's not after this season. This is a very prove-it season for Daniel Jones. I thought he played a great game. You know, with the sprained ankle, and I thought he threw some grit out there, and I'm happy they won. I mean, I think this is a team that if they can keep it up, I mean, they can challenge some people and make it interesting. I don't know exactly how far they go. Right now we're 3-2. You know what I mean? So are the Jets. But like once again, rebuilding. You know what I mean? Like let's just focus week by week and not overassume ourselves. You know what I mean? I like
week to week. Damn.
I'm going to say a Patriot thing right now.
I think two things for them is they they got stuff to work with. Mm-hmm. And you kind of got to figure out, okay, what's going to actually stick. And then the biggest question is Dabo saying, is Daniel Jones my guy? If he says yes, he's your guy, then I feel like that's a good sign, because then you don't have to move mountains to go get a quarterback. Mm. So, see what happens.
I mean, this is a really rich, heavy quarterback draft, and I'm not trying to say I wouldn't want Daniel Jones. They just rejected his 5th-year option, so I'm putting that out there. But
who's out there this year?
You got Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levi, Spencer Rattler's towards the bottom of first round, but he's a guy. I mean, there's guys.
Spencer's gonna be one.
No,
and
but
done.
I'm saying, like he's gonna be a guy that will get talked about. But those top 3 will likely go in the top 5.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know if we'll get one of those, and I'm not saying I don't like Daniel Jones. I just think I think the biggest thing they need to work on, and I think everyone around the league needs to work on, is their offensive line. They've slowly gotten a little bit better. You know what I mean? Added a few pieces here and there, but I think that's really what's getting them through some of these games. Because without that offensive line, you know what I mean? That run game, Saquon would be bad. Daniel Jones would be even worse. You know what I mean? And I think we see more turnovers. So I'm glad it's not happening, but I don't know how you feel about that. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like the offensive line needs to be improved more in the NFL? Like,
I think this is what it's evolution.
Yeah,
you cannot
edge rushers.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing you can do when the guy, like, it used to be a certain build. It used to be a bunch of Albert Hainsworth. It used to be a bunch of bigger guys. Now it's your guy that looks like you're a wide receiver.
Right. You have Julio Jones coming up
and he has power. He has power of your center or your guard though, and he's also running a 4.5. There's not there's nothing people can really do anymore. Like you can see it on Monday night. The guys play the clip over and over of a tackle getting pushed over, and it's like, what are you
gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Yeah,
like,
and
it's tough.
Yeah, we'll get into this later with different teams, but I feel like Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz particularly, they're just getting pressured so much this year that like I think that's why the Colts game was so bad. You know what I mean? That was it for me. You know what I mean? I would just see Matt Ryan getting crucified. When in reality, if he had an offensive line, you know what I mean, he could work with it. You know what I mean? I think he's a good quarterback. I just think
right. And I think
as a Matt Ryan stan,
yeah,
because I have loved Matt Ryan forever, and he was my dark horse MVP candidate. I hate to do this to him, but I got to bring it up now. When he was in Atlanta towards the end, like we just kept blaming the offensive line. Like this offensive line is garbage, it's garbage, it's garbage. And our offensive line was garbage. I mean, since Mariota's been there, PFF has us ranked as a top 10 offensive line. Now, Indianapolis was one of the top offensive lines in the NFL a year ago.
For a while.
Matt Ryan goes there. I mean, and I do watch the games. I do see that he is getting pressured a lot, but now they're one of the worst. So I hate to put this on my guy, but could it really be that offensive line is that bad around you, or could it just be that you are really that lack of mobility makes it that much tougher to block for you?
True. That's a good point. That's a really good point. And I mean, he's also still new. Do you know what I mean? I think later on.
He definitely is.
Yeah, I think later on the season they'll know what to call. They'll know what plays they can withstand. You know what I mean? But it's a hard start for Matt Ryan this year. My bad. Sorry.
What y'all think of the London game?
So, first of all, I think it spoke more to the Packers. You blow a 10-point second half lead with Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. That's pathetic. Like, give it up. Like, they all should have stayed in London and just drafted a whole new team because that was just pitiful. But on the Giants side of things, like, they're 4-1, and that is great. And I would have to give them all the credit in the world for it. But do we think it's sustainable when you have the 10th least amount of offensive yards in the NFL, and you're tied for the 10th least amount of points? Yes, you're getting it done. That's great. I'm not saying it's not great. That means your defense is balling. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. But when you come to January and you're starting to play these bigger teams, and you get into the playoff, if you get into the playoffs, and you have to play a team like the Eagles, and then if a team like the Bucks, and a team like if the Rams get hot, are you going to be able to win a game only putting up 20 points? I don't think so.
You need 24 to 28.
I think you make a great point, and I think other people have compared this Giants team to almost like the Titans of like the past years, where they're running
a lot. Actually,
yeah. Some people have been comparing them, and if you noticed, you're right. The Titans first round knockout. You know what I mean? Like, are they going to be able to sustain it?
Ask the guys my opinion on the Titans the past 2 years.
No, I hear you.
I say it because you're okay. This is great. We did. Who are you beating when you have to score points?
Nobody.
Exactly. Phil's got it.
I mean,
also, take a look at their wins this year. God, I'm not trying. You can only play what's on your schedule. Like, I'm not trying to take anything away from. No, this is to all Giants fans. I know they're all going to call. Oh, you guys are hating. No, I just want to be serious here. You played the Titans week 1. You beat them. The Titans, we all know how I feel about them. Whether the rest of the world is high on them, I am not high on them. You beat them, but okay, good for you. Then you squeak by the Panthers. The Panthers stink.
Yeah,
then you play the Cowboys without Dak Prescott, and you lose.
That was a close game, though, until the fourth.
Yes, it was. But a close game with a backup quarterback on the other team. Then you play the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, who is lucky if he gets 120 yards, and you beat them by 1 possession. And then you just had this game against the Packers that you won, which I'll give you that. So you could argue that out of their 4 wins, they have 1 win that's impressive.
Okay. I see that. Don't get me wrong. I definitely see that. I think – and, I mean, this has been talked on this show about the NFC least. I mean, I've always wanted to come address it. I mean, it's a tough division, okay? And
it's tough because they all stink.
Okay. They might all stink, or they might all be competitive. I mean –
when the division is sending 7 and 9 teams, that's not because they're all good.
Okay, but this division's won Super Bowls, you know what I mean, in the past 10 years. I'm just being real.
That's right, but there are plenty of divisions that have won Super Bowls in the past 10 years. The
I mean,
South has one, the NFC East or AFC East has one, the NFC West has one. All of us on this podcast, our divisions have a Super Bowl in the past couple of years.
I get that. I get that. Yeah. I'm just
Actually,
saying,
way more recently than our
Debunk.
division, though.
Debunk. Fake news.
Actually, more recently than
Fake
the NFC
news.
East.
yeah,
Hey, that's
So, I
true.
mean,
That's true. That's true.
but I mean, I'm just saying that, like, I don't know. Some people could say they stink. I think they're a tough division overall. Just because
Also playing.
is at the end. You know what I mean? Like, if you can, like, if 8-8, and you're playing someone else who's like that close, and it's one game, and you end up playing them again.
But I gotta ask you.
I don't know.
Kenny said, "Oh, you said 8-8."
All right, because
I
that's my point, though. If you're
Yo,
both
I
8
get
and
your
8,
point.
okay,
Yeah.
and then you go over to the AFC West that had the one year when the freaking Chargers were 13-3, and that'd be a wild card team because the Chiefs were 14-2. Like, that's a tough division.
I hear you, but I mean, what did
All
we
right, man.
say before the season that
Listen, I would love to stay on the NFC least, but all right, let's keep going. We gonna go to Phil, man. We gonna go to the Patriots and the Lions, man. 29-0. I'm gonna gotta show you some love. I'm not gonna do some craziness, but he said point at the flag. But man, listen, the Lions,
One of the
man.
best offenses in the league. I mean,
Well, you have an opportunity to be one of the best when you give up 8 touchdowns a game. Like,
yeah, they're deep.
You're on the field a lot more than your defenses.
I know that kick return team is tired. I know they're worn out.
Yeah,
They might have to start signing people for subs for that return team.
They're gonna get some
Yeah.
bonus, though.
a nice 29-0 win, very much needed. Some people say, "Oh, it's a Matt Patricia revenge game." This has nothing to do with Matt Patricia. You screwed up your chance in Detroit. Why would this be a revenge game for you?
Well, he's not there. He's not coaching anymore, right?
He got
Is he?
he's the offensive coordinator in New England.
Yeah.
Oh,
a lot of people think this is for him. It's like, no, he's a coordinator. You messed up your chance in Detroit. This has nothing to do about you.
That's
So,
why it's revenge. He got fired.
I mean, for good reason. It's not for like he got fired.
Right,
for the
but
wrong
that's
reason.
why it's revenge. If you get fired from Walmart tomorrow, and you work for their competitor, and you guys do something against each other, even if you were well deserved getting fired, aren't you going to try to show your ass so that you show Walmart, look, this is what you get for firing me?
And Phil, I don't mean to be like that, but was he a defensive coordinator before
Yeah.
he left the Patriots? The first that now he's an offensive coordinator. This is a hint that he wants another head coaching job. I'm just wondering.
I'm confused.
First of all, John, I brought you.
He's
in
trying to
here.
verse it. He's
Hold
trying.
on. Hold on.
He's right.
Yeah, we're not gonna let you go.
He's trying to debunk it like this wasn't a big deal. Matt Patricia had this circled on his calendar from the day that they told him you're no longer our coach.
Listen,
Hey,
man, you're funny.
I mean, for me, it was a good game for Ramondre Stevenson. It's tough that Damon Harris got hurt, but
Yep.
Ramondre Stevenson, 160 rushing yards. I nicknamed him the new James White because he's a good catching back.
He's
And
versatile.
they're going to use him even more now that Damon Harris is set to miss a good amount of time. So
Mm-hmm.
screen passes, he probably play almost every down. It's just, I mean, good defense from the Patriots. It's just a nice win to have because the season not going so well. So a nice up and down win, and then we face Jacoby Brissett next week. So it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. So
200.
Now, is
Nick
that a
Chubb.
revenge game?
200. Nick Chubb. Book it.
it's Brissett.
Oh man.
And no one
Listen.
knows Jacoby Brissett is Bill Belichick. So
Yeah, I was surprised that the Lions couldn't put points on the board. I was really, really surprised. I was like, wow. Just from the simple fact that they obviously had their opportunities, but he said to mess up your whole parlay.
Man, please. They just needed to not lose by double digits. Like, is that too much to ask?
Would you have to plus 10?
I'm shocked. for
Yeah,
you.
I thought I was safe. I did 10 and a half. Like,
Plus
you do 10
10?
and a half? Like, I'm like,
Plus negative 28 and a half. Who would have thought?
Bucks minus 6.5. Oh. I should-
But go ahead. What you about to
No, I
say
was gonna
something?
say, I just overall, this is a game that the Patriots they were supposed to do. Yes, the Lions are ranked stat wise one of the best offenses in the league, but at the end of the day, it's still the Lions. That's what Kenny said. So
It's still the Lions. Yo, what do you think? What do you think about the quarterback situation? That's important. Most importantly, because it's a severe injury. Because he obviously took a game off.
Yeah, I mean, Bailey Zapp again, just like last week against the Packers, who they almost beat, lost in overtime. Did what he had to do. Nothing too fancy. Jacoby Myers actually had a touchdown because he never gets those. He has like maybe 2 in his career. He's known for yards and receptions. So it's nice to see him and Jacoby get that little connection toward each other. It's just
I feel like I haven't seen a Patriots touchdown pass like 20 yards since Randy Moss.
Yeah, just Jake and dunk.
I'm not gonna lie. No, matter of fact, I lied. That crazy catch Bourne had last year. No, Bourne had that he had the crazy catch last year.
Yeah, I mean that's the Patriots way. Dink and dunk, let your receivers make the play. We're not throwing it along because our quarterbacks can't do that right now because we don't have Brady. So
yeah,
this is how it is.
So
Run game.
Yeah. What if Brady Zappa's like rolling? What if he takes you guys on like a huge like winning streak? You stay with him?
Absolutely. We can't run momentum.
I'm just saying you're not QB1 comes back. What are you
doing? Bill might do that though.
Yeah,
he already has.
Yeah, he's gonna be. He like, oh, he's winning. All right, we going with him. It is what it is. Show goes on.
Plus,
like people forget
Damien Harris.
Like when Brady took over, Bledsoe was in the prime of his career and just got the richest quarterback deal ever. And Belichick was like,
move over. Oh man.
Especially if Belichick has something to prove because he's still chasing that. Oh, I'm better without Brady bullshit. Which this is gonna be very interesting how they play it out. Remind you, Stevenson, the team's gonna be on your back for a while until Harris comes back. So hopefully.
They're saying what? They're saying 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, maybe 4 max.
Okay.
Rumor has it Belichick didn't even want to start Bailey. Well, he didn't want to start Bailey Zapp because he started Brian Hoyer, and Robert Kraft was not happy with that. So I don't know. So maybe when Mac Jones comes back, he does get the job because clearly he was forced into having to play Bailey Zapp. It wasn't like he wanted to.
Yeah. Going from there, man. We were high on the Dolphins. They obviously got their issues right now with Tua at quarterback.
In the league, right?
I wouldn't say all that. They with Tua, I feel like they're a different team. They're a different team. But unfortunately, they got absolutely whooped.
Skylar Thompson
in MetLife Stadium.
You'd love to say, oh, it's just too bad, their quarterback situation. But when you lose by 23 points, unless Jesus himself was going to be the quarterback.
No. Not even 23 points. Letting the New York Jets score 40 points on you. The New York Jets.
That's what I'm saying.
In a shared stadium.
That's so
people in New Jersey.
In a shared stadium.
So I'm sorry. Like they weren't winning that game. They weren't winning that game either way. Like so,
right.
We can hang that one up. They were without Bridgewater. They were without Tua. Doesn't matter. You let them put up 40. You only scored 17. You were losing that game.
Breece Hall had a show.
He did. He put on a clinic, almost 200 all-purpose, I believe.
Yep.
So
197.
I let the running backs or the players, all-purpose guys, can't replace them.
That's
Dylan. Of course, I mentioned it. Don't worry, I got you. I got him on fantasy, so you got it. Almost 200. Almost.
I'm gonna say, John, a pretty good one for you guys.
Yo, I'm excited. I like Zach Wilson back. I was at the Baltimore game where Joe Flacco played, and it was horrible. It was like watching Zach Wilson last year against the Patriots. It was like you wanted to bang your head against the stadium, like until you were out of it. You know what I mean? Like I just you were just gonna find a way. You didn't even want to look. Like it was, but I'm excited for Zach Wilson to come back. I think he's somebody who's young that I want to give a chance to. You know what I mean? I think we're still rebuilding. You know what I mean? I think there's still pieces missing. Like I said with the Giants and the Jets, I think they could still use something before they even become like a wild card or playoff ready team. But I just want them to win over 6 games so I can start talking smack.
I was about to say I'm not. That face wasn't. That was to the comments.
I know.
That's to the comments. Yo, Evan. What my fault, right? Yo,
Pop
Evan.
on the screen so people could see what you're like.
I was about to say it's gonna mess up the what's the name though.
Oh well, just so people know what it is.
Yeah.
All right. And now you can drop it back down.
Yeah, but
Wait, what did he say?
listen,
One more time. Put that up one more time. I'm
If you
sorry.
click the
He said
comment on
that-
the
he
stream,
said-
you can
Yeah.
see it. It says
Click,
he said Daniel
comments.
Jones is better than Zach Wilson, which to me.
so
they're probably-
for yeah,
get
for
to that.
one, bro. We talked about the Giants right early on. You could go watch playback. Number 2, if you're gonna come on here, make sure that you sub to the channel, bro. I don't know if you sub to the channel or not, but you come in here a lot just talking crazy about the Giants. I hope the Giants survive and keep doing what they do. Because boy, oh boy, because when they go crashing down, you're gonna be saying, get Daniel Jones out of there. This is the hypocrites. He gonna be the first one saying Daniel Jones out of here when they fall to pieces. If they do.
Also put
Not
notices
hoping
on,
they
so
do, but
you know when we talk about the Giants as well. So you're not missing it.
But I think the Dolphins will be fine. That whole Tua situation, you're gonna have to figure out what's going on. They obviously, I feel like they're capable of winning games without him.
He's back this week.
He's back this week, so I feel like they got the pieces. They got the receivers. You got Tyreek Hill. He's a little banged up right now. Waddle's banged up, but those guys got to figure it out. No, just need my O-line to block. Yeah, you got young O-linemen, bro. You got young O-linemen. At the end of the day, like you gotta these guys that we talked about it earlier. These guys are freakish athletes. It's gonna be tough to guard them or block them.
Sorry. McDaniel said he doesn't see a scenario where Tua plays versus the Vikings. I just saw that Teddy Bridgewater had projected 0 points, so I assume that meant Tua was playing with that.
And then after that is Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
Whoever that is. Whoever that is. But yeah, shout out to the Jets, man. You got young talent out there. You got Sauce, he got his first interception on the team. You got Garrett Wilson, he's doing his thing. Has Elijah Moore been doing pretty good?
He's doing okay. He's better with Zach Wilson back now.
Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think it's hard
my fault.
to do. It's hard to work in that wide receiver room because you got a lot of young talent, and then you got talent underneath that young talent that like we have Mims who's not gonna see the field. You know what I mean? Like they're talking about trade, but he was a second round pick.
Because it wasn't. He wanted out of there at the beginning of camp, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, because that room so packed with Corey Davis.
Oh no, he saw his future.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not
That's so Raven.
He played well. You know what I mean? Like I think he can go somewhere and do something else. But
right,
we put so many youthful picks, like early round picks, into these wide receiving core that I think with a year or two, Zach Wilson's going to be exciting to watch. You know what I mean? Especially
he's not going to have what you're basically saying. He's not going to have any excuse because every receiver has the capability to do whatever you want. You got Garrett Wilson. He can take the top off. Elijah Moore. He can run pretty much all the routes. And then you got Corey Davis that holds down the vertical game and in the red zone too. So
you got Conklin who's catching the ball. He just has some fumbling problems. But I mean, realistically, the Jets are good. The thing we need to upgrade is our center and maybe another guard or tackle. But we're playing like
Yo, Evan. Nobody said anything about just go back a little bit further. Run the video back, man, because we already addressed this. We already addressed this, bro. We're recapping week 5 right now. You say, all right. I'm just checking. I'm just checking. What'd you say?
Are notifications on as well? I'm just making sure so you know what we go live every Wednesday 8:30.
Yeah, wide receiver room gotta get fixed. We talked about all that. They're gonna be all right. But we gonna go. Kenny, you had already touched on. Well, you kind of the mini rant about the.
Well, I was just about the officiating, but I mean, I thought that anybody watching that game, I mean, people probably weren't watching that game, but it shows you that that's a new culture in Atlanta. We were down 21-0 going into the fourth. Like any other time, that game ends 36-0. Like that's done. Like it's just be real. Like, that's just what happens. Like I've watched this story too many times. I know. It's our defense pitched 4 consecutive 3-and-outs. Would have been a 5th if they didn't call a ridiculous roughing the passer penalty. And put up 15 points. I mean, we were in position to win the game. Like that doesn't happen. So there's not much to say about the game. But you played without your 2 best players. It came within 6 points of beating the greatest player of all time. So
it just makes you frustrated of like watching your team do that. Like why couldn't you put that together at the beginning of the game? And it's a whole different game. It's just that's so frustrating to watch. No
every
matter
day.
obviously, no matter what team it is.
No,
But
the Falcons continue to surprise the NFL and the teams. Case at the beginning of the season, the Falcons might
yeah,
surprise some people.
yeah.
They're definitely doing that.
Um,
It's a
we'll
fact.
go to shit, man. Cowboys and the Rams, man.
Might get into that.
The Rams stink.
Are the Cowboys good or is it just
I think both can be true.
okay?
That the O line trouble, like John said. Ugh.
Yeah, it's. I think they're a team that definitely are struggling, especially on their offensive line. I think they're shutting down Donald even more now. You know what I mean? That Von Miller isn't there to rush off the edge. Bobby Wagner was a great sign, but he doesn't do what Von Miller does. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
so that's a great point that you brought that up because Neil said multiple times on this podcast that Donald makes and breaks people.
He's
Are
not
there-
wrong. That proves it. He's right.
Well,
No,
he
that,
needs.
that, no, but
but he-
that proves him right.
But I'm
because-
saying he needs to get Aaron Donald. If he's gonna get, you got to figure it out.
No, right.
If,
but I get
if
it,
he's
but-
that great, he has to get through the line. He's not
No.
getting there.
Yeah, but what Neil is saying, and I still agree with him because I don't think Neil's the only person that says it, is that when you look at it, I mean, he's like Aaron Donald attracts so much attention that you need somebody with talent on the end to capitalize on it.
Mhm.
There's not that Von Miller there
Yeah.
or that Dante Fowler there to do it. So I
Yeah.
get what you're saying, Lawrence, but
Yeah.
like they're still triple teaming Aaron Donald, but
Yeah.
they just now have no other guy to capitalize on Aaron Donald and triple team.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. And it's just like
Yeah.
I don't know what they need to do, but they need to change something up, especially on defense. Like it's not good. And the Cowboys, I mean, they're rolling. I mean, I don't know, and they're not playing Dak next week, so I found that out today. So it's getting crazy.
Dak's still not healthy, which is why.
Yeah.
What did we say in the podcast after week 1? Why didn't you put him on the IR? Because we all knew he wasn't going to be ready in 4 weeks. It was the dumbest
That's
thing
a
you could have
fact.
done.
Yeah. Nah, I know, Ev. I know. I got you from your Instagram handle. But yeah, I think. Listen, I'm surprised with the Cowboys what they're doing. Having Cooper
Their
Rush in there.
defense is
Yeah, their defense
wow.
too. They're clicking right now. I didn't think is Bobby Wagner declining too fast.
He's not a pass rusher though. Like we're not.
Yeah,
He's a linebacker. I don't think
he's
he's.
him to get sacked. So I don't think so.
I don't know. I'd have to take a deeper look at that. I can't really say if he's declining from his play, but that's that's tough to
if you
say.
came into this year expecting Bobby Wagner to put up double-digit sacks, and that's not his
Yeah.
game. Like he's got to
Yeah.
drop back in coverage and break up passes and be a force in the run game. Like he's not
Right.
there to sack the quarterback.
Yeah, I think anybody would have been happy to get Bobby Wagner. To be honest, I think anybody on anybody's team like.
Did you hear how his free agency story started?
Yeah, he basically is representing himself, and he like called the GMs, and they thought it was fake, which is wild. But I said, Bobby Wagner is looking for a job. It's me.
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, it's me, coach.
Oh my god!
You're like, click. I'm not signing you. This is fraud. But I think the Cowboys are going to be. I think they're going to be a force. Defense matters, man. Defense matters. It makes it much easier. I haven't looked at Diggs. I know people gave him slack last year for the countless picks, but then also on the flip side of him having 1,000+ yards caught on him. So what has he been doing this season? I haven't really.
I'm gonna look
Like,
up
looked
his
at-
coverage
yeah,
numbers right now.
Yeah, I haven't really looked. But I can see he's made a couple plays, couple picks so far. So, but Michael Parsons, man,
He's the real deal.
real
He's
deal,
that guy.
real deal, man. Like, and I think you can say this about Penn State too. Penn State defense or just defenders, like the edge rushers and stuff like that. They're good. They got some people that have come out of there that are pretty impressive. So.
All right, let's see. His PFF grade is 69.8. Let's see where that rates him against
It's early, but
other
still,
corners.
numbers are starting to stick a little bit more now since it's Game 5.
So for comparison, the number 1 rated corner is your boy Jack Jones from New England with a 90. So do with that what you will. He's number 1 with a 90. So I don't know where Trayvon Diggs is. I'm not a premium member, and I'm not about to pay to do that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, PFF Plus.
yeah,
Funny as
they can
hell.
hold that.
Let's see. Yeah, but I think the Cowboys are gonna be good. It's gonna be got next week. Well, it's probably gonna be a game that we talk about with Pick'ems, but
Philly.
yeah, we'll get there once we get around to that in about like 10, 15 minutes. And then we got two more games we'll go to. We got the Bengals and the Ravens. What y'all think of that game? The Bengals still frauds, Kenny?
Frauds is the wrong word because you guys are trying to drag this to make me sound crazy like I got the hottest takes in the world.
Hot take God.
You said you did. Hold on.
All I said was that the team got to the Super Bowl too early.
Right.
They weren't supposed to get there yet, and they were inevitably going to take a drop off.
Hey, I ain't mean to twist your words. I just want you to clarify for the people. You know, my fault.
And so far, I seem to be right.
Well, you said they might miss the playoffs too.
Yeah,
so.
That's
what
they're going to make a drop off. I got them missing the playoffs, and I still think that I'm right. Everyone thought they were going to come into this year and just absolutely destroy everybody, and that has not happened. They lost to Pittsburgh week 1, and Pittsburgh might be the worst team in football. I just don't understand where the love is. Like, yes, they played better this week, but they still lost.
It's Joe Burrow. That's where the love is. You know what I mean? Everybody loves that guy. He went to the Super Bowl. He looks good. He won a national championship. Everyone's like, "Oh, I love Joe Burrow." You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think that it's like a Super Bowl hangover. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna struggle out the gate. They are young. You know what I mean? They need to improve their offensive line.
The Rams and the Bengals might be drinking together every game. They might be hung over together. I don't know.
They are. They're both 2 and 3.
Yeah, they're out there.
They're
out there struggling.
The playoffs.
Right. Oh man, and then flip side, you got the Ravens.
Justin Tucker is that guy.
Listen,
Justin Tucker.
you already know I'm a huge fan of Lamar, man. So Lamar Jackson, big trust. Get your money. Keep winning. They waiting for you to lose, and they waiting for you to get hurt. Can't let either happen. So they go to 3-2. I think they're leading the division right now. Correct, right?
Yes, sir.
And I think they got a game lead. Obviously, they'll have the tiebreaker on the Bengals. So, hey man, who y'all think is gonna win the AFC North? You think it's gonna be Ravens?
They're Ravens.
Ravens.
I mean, the Bengals aren't making the playoffs. I've already told you. We all know the Browns aren't making the playoffs, and I just said the Steelers are the worst team in football. So by default, even if the Ravens aren't good, which they are, they have to win that division using that logic.
And then you got what's the name coming back this week? I believe Gus. Gus is coming back. So I think that's good news for them, because you could kind of see that they've been trying to. I think Drake got more rushing attempts than Dobbins did. I don't know if they're holding Dobbins back or got him on a pitch count, but
I think it's the pitch count thing.
Yeah.
Javon must be those fucking stink.
See, Javon knows.
What's good, boy? What's good? D Hop, bro. Yeah, he back real soon, man. He back real soon. And then we'll go to the Raiders and the Chiefs, man. It was Monday night, 30-29. What y'all think of that decision to go for 2 with 4 minutes left in the fourth? Good or bad?
I agree with it for one reason.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes anyways. Yes. Okay, granted, your defense did end up stopping him. What were the odds they were really going to stop him? Like, he probably looked at it like this: at least let's get the lead, and on the off chance we do stop him, we won the game.
Yeah, because you got Carlson. He's one of the best kickers in the league. He good from a lot of places. So
I'm not upset with it. I just wish he wouldn't have used the live. Well, analytics tell you, no, it wasn't analytics. That was, I have a brain, and I know I have to give the ball to Patrick Mahomes, so I don't want the game to be tied. I want to have the lead when I give him the ball.
We don't want to leave it to a coin toss. So.
Right, exactly, and that's fine. But just
coin toss.
Stop with the line that, it was analytics. It wasn't analytics. Analytics played no part there.
Hey man, listen. I thought it was a hell of a game. And obviously we got the banter in the chat. I just want to say it here while we're on the platform. Nick, they 1-4. You got to deal with that. In the Lord's work chat, your team has the least wins out of everybody. So You got to deal with that. You got to sleep with that at night.
Oh,
So
damn.
that's how I feel about the
You're wrong.
Raiders right now.
I'm surprised.
and you're about to be 1-5 because you're gonna possibly lose your one receiver that gets 25 targets a game. So
You got dudes running into each other. You got dudes pushing cameramen.
I can't believe you did that though. I mean, can you guys believe you did that? That's just.
Yes
when
I first saw it, I was like, damn. I was like, damn.
When I
he's
saw
tripping.
that second angle, I was like,
second
oh, like, granted, he was excessive in the push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an excessive push, but
Yeah.
it should have just been like a get out of my way, which is what I think he wanted to do. But he was
Yeah.
just so aggravated from the game that it escalated. He was in the wrong. Like, I'm not defending him, but
Yeah.
I don't think it
So
was.
we got to
as
get a
malicious as we
handicap
thought it was.
session here and invite me. Listen, and people. Well, we're not gonna do it in the middle of the show. We like to prepare and have people ready. I don't like doing in the middle, but we could definitely figure something out, bro. Just let me know. We
It's a
get.
fatal four-way.
Listen, if it's your first time here, man, every Wednesday 8:30 Eastern, man. I don't know
Live.
where you at in the world, but it's 8:30 Eastern every Wednesday. We live no matter what. So. He said fantasy owners are crying right now. Yeah, they probably are. DA might be going for a week.
I don't think he's gonna be suspended.
Yeah, it'll probably be.
I'd be
If anything,
shocked.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Be a
Yeah,
fine.
because they said that the charge that he's got in Kansas City is most likely just a fine. It's like
Just
a
a
fine,
mere
or
assault, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
up to 180 days in jail, but no one ever serves 180 days in jail.
That would be insane.
Plus, if anyone could pay that fine, it's Devontae Adams. So.
Definitely new contract.
My
new money.
weekly game check. Here we go.
Right. Just
Oh,
take my
man.
game check, pal.
I just wish he I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was a drop of the ball for like the Raiders social media team. You know what I mean? Like I wish he went and apologized and he could have. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I think if he did that,
In person, I apologize.
They said he did apologize.
he did
Yeah,
apologize live.
yeah.
But that was-
Are you saying immediately after instead of continue to walk through the tunnel?
I get your piss, continue to walk, but I mean, like afterwards, you're telling me there's no social media guy that's doing the exact same job he is. Like, hey, let me get your number. You know what I mean? Okay, here's where he's at. You know what I mean? Why don't we
Right,
just? You know what I mean?
No, and I hear you on, but he did apologize to him as a thing.
He did over the
Yeah.
press thing though. Like I know. I'm not.
I think it was a lot of emotions, the frustration of how they lost,
Yeah.
and it like Kenny said, the second angle too. I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get it because he just pops in front of him,
Yeah.
and it's not to latch on to somebody to like, oh, I didn't see you.
Yeah.
It was like a boom, get out of my way. We just
Right.
lost, and
Like,
it
because
just looked bad.
the first angle makes it look like the guy was standing there already, and he just pushed him like, get out of my way.
Yeah.
When you see the second angle, it was like Devontae was walking, and this guy comes in front of him, and he's like, boom. Again,
Right.
it was aggressive, it was uncalled for, but I can see why it happened.
Yeah.
I'm just like I was cool with him throwing his helmet against like the turf. You know what I mean? Like the way they lost was completely like the way they jammed him to the bump was annoying. I'd be pissed too. You know what I mean?
What you said the way they lost?
Yeah, the way I mean, if you lost like that, like where you him just ran into each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I want to know whose fault it was because I think.
That was great defense. And my
Well, yeah, because
Javon, we did,
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I don't
oh,
think
yeah,
it was great
Javon, we did.
defense. I think it was Hunter
He
Renfro
just-
just didn't know his route.
You think it was Renfro?
Yeah, because if you look at, I was watching a podcast with Von Miller and Steph Diggs, and both of them pointed out it looked like Derek Carr was throwing the post pattern, and that was what Devontae was running. So Devontae was trying to break into his post, and here comes Renfro.
Yeah, but
And he got like jammed too. He got jammed up a little bit, but that stuff happens too. That stuff happens, but you as a receiver, you gotta, especially Renfro, if you know in the huddle, like, all right, we're going for it. But I felt like another thing too is like you as Derek Carr, as our one boy would say, he's top 5 in the league. That's up for debate, but it's up for debate. But fourth and 1, bro. 4th and 1 is crazy that you run a deep out and a post route combination 4th and 1 with 48 seconds left.
Are we gonna ignore the fact that Josh Jacobs was having a borderline career?
He had 140. He had 140, I think, on the ground. But 154. My fault. 154.
He had some good receptions as well. So
Yeah, and he was going crazy. But like there, you can replace the blitzers and throw a slant. Where was that? Like you throw a slant, you get it. Like, but to toss it up in the air, I get you want to leave it to DA, but all you're praying for there, I feel like, is they're praying for busted coverage or PI.
Yep.
That's the only thing you're not praying on your guy to win. There's no way you're praying for your guy to win. There's no way.
Well, you know what? But earlier in the game, they had the 4th and 1 too, and they ran the very similar play, and Devontae Adams took the top out. And if you look
that's
at that
play, different part of the game, though.
Different part. No, right. But if you look at that play,
it's the same
it was
thing?
set up the same way because there was no safety help over the top. If Renfro doesn't run into Devontae Adams, that's a touchdown. There was nobody there.
But like, Adams got jammed off the line, and I feel like Renfro didn't. But I get that's Renfro's fault. You know what I mean? But
right, I understand. But he has eyes. He can see that Devontae Adams is in front of him. Like,
and that's where the ball's going. Like, let's be honest. Like,
yeah. I think it comes down to like getting a good feel. They probably in film talking about it, and it was Renfro's first week back.
I was gonna say his first game back too. He's probably still getting acclimated.
But despite Nick, I still like the Raiders roster. I like what they can do. But for now,
that was tough for you to say.
For now, but listen, I don't try to be sipping the haterade at all. Unlike other people, I'm not gonna name any names, but I'm gonna leave that.
You can't make a comment like that and then not.
I'm gonna leave that to them. But the haterade, man, for real.
Hey, what's up, Sean? How you doing?
What's good, man? What's good? He said, Todd said Jakes was bugging and let him get that. Yeah, that's true. But I feel like that's tough too because I don't know. It's a lot. It's so much you can do. I think it was 50 seconds left. The clock was stopped. So like you can really do anything you wanted. Mm-hmm. So that's tough. That's tough.
I was like, what your money?
Kenny, Kenny said, what you doing?
I just the play call wasn't the problem. The problem was Renfro because
execution.
If they don't bump, Devontae Adams is hitting his head on the goalpost. Like that's how open he would have been. Yeah, but it is what it is. Game's over.
Hey, even what I would have did too. You do a hard count 4th and 1.
Yeah, like do something.
You do a hard count. You got to go for it regardless anyway. Hard count. See if they jump. They show all. It was an engage 8 anyway. Like they sent everybody and their mother. It was like 9. It was a 9-man blitz. So I don't know.
Well, that's where you got as a receiver too, like Renfro. When you see DA gets jammed, you only need a yard. Shorten your route because, like you said, it was an engage 8. Like find a hole in the zone. Yep. Like just stand there. Like hello. Like he will find you. If he was gonna throw you the ball, he would have found you. But we know he wasn't throwing you the ball. Yeah.
So, also from the Chiefs' point of view, 4 touchdowns, 25 yards. Travis Kelce,
stud.
God damn.
Locate that man. Find him in the red zone. Where is he at? Like
4 touchdowns. God damn.
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand. Trey was it Trey? What's his name? Trayvon Morig.
Trayvon Morig.
Yeah. So his heels were at the back of the end zone trying to guard Kelce on a drag route. Like almost every time he scored on him, and it's like, bro, you don't know to get up at that point. What are you doing? Like,
listen, I got a public service announcement for all the Giants fans that come in here an hour late every week and talk about. Y'all never talk about the Giants.
No. Hold on. No. I got this one.
Get here on time.
I got this one. Otto, where you been at, bro?
Yeah, no. See, that's
where you been at.
Lawrence, and we have an actual
he usually be working at this time though. Well, I'm messing with him, but.
And we have a Giants fan here. Come on. We have an actual Giants fan.
Nah. I know. I remember you had said that. I got you. But listen, we're gonna show our power rankings. And once again, this is the full disclaimer. I don't have a problem saying it. This is our opinion. If you don't like it, you can kick a ball. You can kick a boulder.
What's sandals?
That's that's how I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this every week, every single week, because people are gonna be like, "Well, my team's not up there." Listen, this is how we feel. So we're gonna bring this up real quick. Hold on. All right.
You got the 5 window on the left side, Lawrence.
Oh shit.
Oh, well, technically.
There we go. There we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, man.
Oh, John, you better write it.
He's stupid. All right. So you wanna go through it, man?
So at 1, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. At 2, it is a tie between the Eagles and the Bills. 4, we have the Ravens. 5, Bucks. 6, Niners. 7 is a tie with Vikings and Dallas. 9, we have a tie with Packers and Giants. Who wants to voice their frustrations first? John, you're our guest. We'll let you go.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like,
Say, my Giants, they're
I
happy.
kind of like it. I mean, the Bucks being a little high. But overall, I like the Chiefs on top. I think the Eagles and Bills are doing great, but I think, overall it's a good list. I think. I don't know. I mean, you guys can start off with what you really dislike. I mean, maybe the Packers and Giants being tied was like, you know what I mean? But I could see why. You know what I mean? I think the only thing the Packers are missing are wide receivers, and I think the only thing the Giants are missing are like experience. You know what I mean? So I get why.
Yo, listen. If y'all tuning in right now, put your top 10 in there, or you could do a top 5 if you want. Put where you disagree at in this
Right.
list.
Because it's fine to disagree, but don't put on people that disagree and then don't give your opinion.
Yeah, we want to
I gotta
know.
be able to say something about your opinion if you got something to say about mine.
I like that the Giants are in the top 10. To be honest with you, like, I know they're 4-1, but they're also. I would say this is a rebuilding year. I think a start a new head coach, to start a new, organization almost. So
Also, side note before we go, Lawrence.
Yeah, go.
This list varies every week. This is not going to be the official rankings every single week. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
Things change, teams
because
change,
every week
facts change.
they play these things called games.
Yeah.
And opinions change based on the game that we watch.
Absolutely.
There will be people that fall from grace off of this list.
Right.
I can guarantee that.
Probably
But
Dallas, but hey.
I was iffy on. There's some people that you could put up there around that you see on other lists that are around the 11 to 13. It's really based on how you feel. 1 to 4, I got this. 1 through 4, I got the same. 5, I would have the Niners. Yeah. I saw that a lot too. On Twitter
that is
too.
actually exactly how I had mine, Sean.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I had the Niners at 4, and I don't have
Great minds think alike.
I don't have the Giants in mine. I have the Chargers. I voted for
1, 2, and 3. I feel like is a toss up too. Like I feel like that's a toss up.
Yeah,
4 you can argue. You can say, all right, Ravens. I don't like that they don't have receivers and all that.
But who are you gonna like? My thing is, if you're like Otto, you said you don't like Baltimore at 4. Well, who are you putting at 4?
He wants the Giants there.
Right. And if you said the Giants, we should ban him from watching this channel.
he wants the Giants. And I feel like another thing too, I feel like the Dolphins. We don't know what's gonna happen with the Dolphins right now, but them Tua being out another game is the reason why I didn't put them
right, because
up here,
power
because
rankings
I
are also
like,
it's based off of what it's like. It's not what they could be in week 18. It's as of today, right now, with the rosters where they are.
That's
and
true.
Things were
Before week 6 starts,
where
yes.
they are. Yes.
And to speak on the New York Giants,
he's okay. My fault. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just saying we play the Ravens this week, so we play a really tough team. So we play the Ravens, we play the Jaguars, Seahawks, Texans, Lions. So we could, as Giants, could stay in this top 10. You know what I mean? Depending on if we win or lose games. And I think the Eagles could knock out the Cowboys this week. I like what you guys are doing. I think it's a good top 10 overall.
Yeah. Giants. If you beat the Ravens this week, you'll jump in for me.
Yeah, I was at the 9 and 10 spot. I'm like, all right, again, I'll put them in there because I like what they're doing right now. Owen said Eagles, Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, and 49ers. Okay. All right. I respect it.
Cowboys at 4.
And Sean said Ravens getting some guys back. Yep, they definitely are. And the defense is getting scarier. JPP adding to that defense is a great addition. I saw some clips on him. He's getting some pressure to the quarterback, which they needed, because allowing these quarterbacks to sit back there all day, they're going to pick apart that defense. So, because you got Peters Peters loves the hold. Peters loves to jump every route, and then you got Marlon Humphrey. He's aggressive, so he's bound to get some PI. So it's going to be a struggle for them. Giants better than the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably closer than people want to admit, just because the records look so different.
Record,
but
yeah.
but
the Seahawks out there doing some things, man.
You know,
like,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm taking the Giants over the Seahawks, but it's definitely way closer than people will want to admit.
Because now you can, it is close. The only difference would be the defense, and the defense is showing because once again Seattle let up
48.
48 and then 39. They just let up 39 to the Saints. So that would be the difference. Is they can move the ball. You got Kenneth Walker. You had Rashard Penny, but he's hurt now. Yeah. And then you got Tyler. Right. You got Tyler Lockett and DK on offense too. So I don't know.
I think everyone had the Seahawks as almost the worst team in the
Nope.
Thing.
Houston.
I did. Bottom 5, right?
Houston.
Yeah, I had Houston as the worst team of
Houston.
end of the year.
Hey, listen, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy season, man. If you guys are tuning in right now on YouTube or Facebook, like this video. It's IBTE Sports Podcast. Yo, Neil, we miss you, man. We miss you, man. Where you at? We hoping you getting some chicken soup.
All that. PR answers this week.
You know.
Lawrence doing his best PR job.
I'm glad Dylan brought it up because I actually want to talk about this. They said Jags are some frauds too. I wholeheartedly disagree with that statement.
Okay, break it down. Why? Talk to the people.
I get they just lost that game to the Texans, but there's two things. One, teams aren't going 0-17. Like, it's not happening. Like, teams have to win at some point. Like, that happens. And it was a division game. They lost a division game. Like, those are also tough games to win. If you're going to lose a game you're not supposed to, it is likely going to happen in your division.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not ready to call the Jags frauds yet after losing one game by a touchdown to the Texans.
JPP, he said JPP is washed.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't know.
So, like, what was the expectation from the Jaguars anyways?
Well, that's the thing, too. The Jags people didn't expect them to do anything, and now they're actually probably the best team in that division. So to say they're frauds now is...
Because Trevor Lawrence is second year in the system.
You know why they're frauds? Because they lost to the Eagles, man.
Right.
That's why
wait, look at his comment now. Eagles took their souls. There we go.
This is what we be talking about, bro. This is what we talk. So let me ask you something, Dylan. Right? So it's using your same logic, if the Eagles lose to the Cowboys,
They're
are
frauds.
the Eagles frauds?
They got to be. They lost to the Cowboys with the backup quarterback.
The backup
They'd be a fraud.
quarterback.
So they're frauds.
Super Gold Rush.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm just going based off what you're saying in the comments. So that if that logic applies, you're not being super biased like I know you are.
How do we feel about the Eagles' schedule so far?
No, they do. Sean just said they have the easiest
schedule. Oh my gosh!
And again, you can't take it away. Like, they're winning the games that are on their schedule. You can't take that away from them.
Right.
But, like, you know, if you're gonna call anybody a fraud after a loss, just keep that same energy when you guys lose a game now, because your schedule is so easy. You have the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Texans, the Commanders, the Colts, the Packers, the Titans, the Giants, the Bears, the Cowboys again, the Saints, and the Giants. So if you lose more than one or two games, you're a fraud, is what you're telling me.
God
damn. That schedule I just read off.
God damn.
If you don't go 17-0, you got to be a fraud with that schedule, right? According to his logic of if you lose a game to an inferior team, right?
And I would say this about the Eagles as a Giants fan. I think they have the best secondary in football.
Their secondary is good. They made the moves. Like, they could have made these moves a while ago.
No kidding.
We could go undefeated. There's a reason why only two teams have finished the regular season undefeated. Like,
yeah.
You know what happened?
Your coach will actually. I can see their coach saying if they're running the table where he doesn't bench people. I can see he's that type of personality.
If they have a chance, they're gonna try to go undefeated.
Hurts has proven himself too this year. I think this is a big week for the Eagles. You know,
but I don't think it happens. Yeah, I don't think they go undefeated. Like, I don't think they
I
have
would
the
agree
opportunity
with
to have done it.
Yeah,
it's too hard. It's like nothing against them. It's just there's a reason why we've only seen it twice.
Yeah.
And plus, one more game. It used to be 16 though. Now it's actually an added game.
And if you get hit with that injury bug and then you run in the table, I guarantee they gonna be resting people in those last few weeks to prep. So hey, listen.
Yo, but Dylan still didn't answer us though.
Yeah, he's not going to.
If you lose to one of these weaker teams, which so I guess when you look at the schedule, the only team that's acceptable to lose to on this schedule is the Packers because they have Aaron Rodgers. So if you lose to anybody else this year, are you a fraud?
I don't know. I said that joke like 5 minutes ago. Come on. I said, we know what happened to the other one.
He got you there, man. I'm not
I said that 2 minutes ago.
He did.
Yes, thank you, Kenny.
Got you, Phil. I will not let them attack my co-host.
Thank you.
That is my job.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Slander only within the podcast, not outside.
Hello, exactly.
All right, man. You want to get to the you want to get to the pick'ems, man?
Yes, sir.
So every week we do pick'ems for the new people that are here. We have Baller Central versus IBTE Sports going on right now for nothing, so it doesn't really matter.
Hold on.
As it stands right now, Baller Central is up 2 games.
Yeah, they're up 2 games right now. So we pick how many games? 4 to 5? 4 every week is probably the prime time games.
Like when holiday season rolls around, like Christmas, they're gonna have those games. There's gonna be more. Like we'll have chances to pick more, but every week it's typically 4.
Yeah. Before we used to do every goddamn game, and that was.
Yeah, people were forgetting to add their picks, and I have to be fighting with people, so we're just not doing that. Sean, put your picks.
30 games behind.
Right. Sean, put your picks in the chat as we ask them, so I don't have to worry about getting them from you later. First game, we got that eye gouging game that I can't believe the NFL is going to make us watch tomorrow night between Washington and Chicago. We thought last week was bad.
2 weeks in a row. Amazon
2 weeks in a row. What do you mean? 4 weeks.
Thursday Night Football. I mean, or whatever. I mean,
if I'm Amazon, I want a refund.
Yeah, sued the crap out of them. Like,
give me this garbage product, but
Cruel
I'll start that one. I'm gonna go with Washington. Just Chicago, Justin Fields. I love you, man, but if you get over 130 yards, then oh my goodness, it's a beautiful day for you.
I'm going to Washington as well. They have the better offense overall. I think they'll be able to get more done than the Bears on offense, so I'm going with them.
Hold on. Let me. What's the forecast?
Why does it matter? They both stink anyway.
What's the No, the forecast it matters. It matters.
With these teams, it does because they both got the same run. Like, if they can't pass, it's not going to hurt either side. Like the Commanders,
I'm gonna have to.
Got 3 running backs.
I'm gonna listen.
Kenny, weather matters. Come on.
Weather matters. I'm gonna take Washington. Because I think after.
It's gonna be 12. Yeah.
What Rivera said about old boy, I feel like he's gonna go out here and try to make a statement. So I'm gonna take Washington. Washington. Yeah, I'm gonna take Washington.
And it's supposed to be 52 degrees and no rain, in case that changes your mind.
Okay.
That's why I picked Washington too. I didn't like Ron Rivera calling the quarterback position out. I didn't think it made sense personally. But
apparently, it was taken out of context. But it was still
it
not something
was.
you should be saying.
Yeah.
They were asking like what the difference was, and he was saying like the quarterback plays like they made it sound like he was just bashing his quarterback, but it was definitely not worded that way. Apparently, I got a bit of hair for myself. But anyways, second game, we have Buffalo and Kansas City.
Oh man,
Sean, go first.
All right, I'll go first. I'm a Jets fan, so I really don't like the Bills, but I'm picking the Bills until they prove me wrong. So I'm gonna go Buffalo. Sorry about that. I know. What are you gonna say?
You say, I got shit, man.
Till they prove me wrong.
When what was it? What was it was Infinity War it was before Endgame, right?
Yes.
Was it Infinity War and then Endgame?
Yes. Endgame was the last one.
Endgame was the last one. So remember how Thanos was like, you had to change the timeline to come and try to beat me again?
All your failures.
Kansas City, man. You gotta run into them, and you're not until you do it.
Although they did it in the regular season
You said Ric
last year.
Flair?
Hey, listen.
I just want to point that out. They did do it in the regular season last year.
But that was their one win last year, prime time wise. Last year they screwed me.
Like I said, I'm gonna take Kansas City. I expect a great game because it's two of the best teams in the league. So we're gonna see what happens, man. We're gonna see. I'm expecting a good game.
Can I go last?
You can go last. This is the first time in his whole career, while at home, Patrick Mahomes is an underdog. Every other time in Patrick Mahomes' career that he has been an underdog, Patrick Mahomes has not only covered, but won. It ain't changing this week. Kansas City.
Yo, Stat Man's not here, so Kenny had to keep it going. I feel you. Listen, man, that's important for y'all. Yeah, that's lock of the weekend. Lock of the weekend.
Listen, you guys, it is for me.
Take Kansas City.
You're giving me points with
what are they giving
at home? It's only 2.5 right now, but I don't care. I get anything.
Arrowhead is loud.
That's freak. What? I get Patrick Mahomes at home of points.
You said his get back. Get back for what? Josh Allen got to get his get back.
Right. Mahomes lost to the Bengals.
I would say even though Allen lost playoffs, I think that was his coming out party. You know what I mean?
When the Rams win again, they will be back. Oh,
we're on the same thing, bro. We're on the same page with that.
Shit. For me, I see it like this. I have obviously the Bills and the Chiefs in my prediction for the AFC Championship. I think the Bills win this one and they lose an AFC Championship, so I'm going Bills Mafia on this one. So
okay,
they get the redemption, but they fall short in the playoffs.
Man said, "Let me go last to give us that." I was waiting for.
Yeah, come on, man. You could have went first with all that. Kenny brought stats, and I came with the Thanos. Like you could have saved us one of us for last.
Going to the AFC Championship and losing there, but winning this week.
Suspense.
Disappointed. Next game, the Sunday night game, Dallas and Philly.
I go on that. I'm gonna go Philly.
That's what Thanos said. He said you could not live with your own failure. And where did that bring you? Back to me. And he's sitting down. He's like, damn, I gotta do it to these guys again. Oh man. What were you about to say? My fault. I had to look that up. It's funny.
Oh wait, before we go, for the first two games, Neil texted me. He has Washington and Kansas City for those two games. So now, and
but
for
he can't join.
For the Dallas and Philly game, I texted him before.
No, I'm kidding with you.
But, for Dallas and Philly game, he has Philly.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Johnny said you got Philly?
I have Philly too.
Philly.
I think I'm excited to see what the Eagles do to the Cowboys after watching what the Cowboys did to the Giants on my birthday on Monday night. So I would love to see those East Coast Cowboy fans get it. So I'm going to pick the Eagles.
I'm going Philly as well. I think Cooper Rush gets his first loss in his career as a Cowboy starter. I think they are playing a quality team, good defense, good offense. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, it's going to be too much for the Cowboys. I got Philly.
Sean, who you got? And Lawrence, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the.
You're
I'm gonna
2
go
games back, Sean.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. Just for the simple fact, in the last 3 meetings, it's been the Cowboys. So,
wait, what are the standings currently, Kenny? Like individual ones?
Phil is in first with 13. Elijah and John have 12. Lawrence and Sean have 11. Neil has 10. I have 9. Wow. Oof. Nope, that's not accurate. Mine did an update from last week. Nobody's updated from last week. I apologize. That's not correct. Give me a second. I'll give us the correct standings at the end. I was gonna say those numbers don't sound right.
I'll say 4, 4, 4. We'll get that right. Dallas, I put 100 on it.
No, those might be right. Why? Oh, yeah, no, those are the right numbers. Yeah, I was right. So Phil with 13, Elijah and John with 12, Sean and Lawrence with
You said
11,
John? Okay.
Neil with 10, Kenny with 9, Akeem with 8.
It's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. And this is a long. Oh,
Akeem,
it's not about-
Where's the game at?
it's in Philly.
Yes, it is.
It's in Philly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear their new chant? I'm starting to like dislike that I called Philly was going to be decent this year. Like, did you see the new chant on TikTok?
What is it?
We're from Philly. It's we don't care if you don't like us. We don't care if you don't like us. We don't care if you don't like us. We don't care. We're from Philly, fucking Philly. You don't like
yeah.
We don't care.
So,
Yeah.
throw it away. Throw it away.
You wanna put 100 on it, Dylan?
Um,
No, you know what? I thought it was in Dallas. I'm switching my pick to Philly.
Yeah, Lawrence, don't make a Nets and Celtics mistake again. Please don't. Don't want to
All
do that.
right. It's insult.
Scared money don't make no money, man.
after just saying all that about, I don't think that they can go undefeated because like it's hard to go undefeated. Yeah, I'm still not picking against them till they lose because like that'd be stupid. So I'm still gonna pick Philly. like I know I'm gonna be wrong one time when I pick them, but that's okay. I'm still gonna pick them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sean. That's what I'm saying. It's tough. It's tough. I could see Michael Parsons wrecking the game. I could see him wrecking the game, man. And making like an impact play. So I don't know. I feel like it could go either way. I feel like both teams it's gonna be a battle. I don't think one side is gonna. I don't think it's gonna be lopsided. I don't think it's gonna be. So see what happens though. See what happens. I'll take the Eagles. I'll take them.
We're skipping Monday night, right?
I'm just going off of previous stats and at home and away. So
Who's that, man? Part 2?
And then for our last game, we have Broncos Country with their 17th primetime game versus the Chargers.
Chargers.
Yep, I also am going the Chargers. It was the easiest game to pick for the week for me.
Eck is going now. It's gonna be really good for them. Eckler's been bugging the last 2 weeks.
I have him on my
John.
fantasy.
Running back rushing.
I said the Chargers yesterday, and I'm gonna go Chargers, but I feel like Russell Westbrook. No, I mean that's what he's gonna be calling him until he starts producing. But Russ, you know what I mean? Like Russell Wilson, my bad, sorry, is gonna be like Russell Westbrook and get changed to something. I don't know. I don't know.
Don't ever disrespect Russell Westbrook like that. That man is an MVP.
I mean, he got booed from the Lakers. It's like
He said the Giants Ravens were them picks. Hey, we pick certain picks, man.
Yep. The committee, pick-up committee gets together every Monday and decides the games.
No, we decided not to stress Kenny out any further.
Right. Okay. For me, okay, Broncos Country. Let's ride. I got them.
Really?
I think it's gonna be another game where I think we had a Broncos game before. Everyone was picking against the Broncos and they eked it out. And I think this is gonna be one of those games again. It's not gonna be pretty, but I think they'll pull it off.
Otto, we don't pick like that. It's not based on who's top 10.
We do 3 primetime games and then one other game. If you, with a straight face, can tell me that you think Baltimore and Giants is a better game to pick than Buffalo and Kansas City, all power to you, my friend.
And last but not least, not everybody even has them as a top 10 team. So let's get that correct in the power rankings. If you want to go check, they're sitting at 14 and 13. I picked the Giants as number 10. That's why they up there.
So did I.
I didn't pick
You
them
feel
all.
me? So I put them up there because it's a toss up between them. But like you look at most power rankings, they sitting below 12. So
And Otto, I made the pick'ems last week for London because I knew the Giants were playing there. Do you know what I mean? Like we got to decide last week who the fourth game was, and I was happy.
Dylan, we'll get to that. We'll get the fantasy. Fantasy is the last thing we're going to talk about. So we got all the games.
The Broncos are a Monday night game, so once again, the 3 nationally televised games are locked in to be picked.
Yes.
Right. And we can't change them. We have to pick them.
Yeah,
Unless it's like Christmas or something, like multiple games. But
Yeah. It just makes it much more simple because I ain't trying to deal with that. But
Exactly.
listen, man.
And Neil also, so everyone knows, has the Chargers this week.
Okay. Who do you take for the Eagles Cowboys?
Philly.
Oh, okay, he did. Okay.
Ooh, on Wolf
All right.
with Broncos again. Let's get it.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
That's right. It's gonna be ugly. But
Down.
I barely get it.
But I fucking love it. When they were like, Rod, where are you going, Russ? You're broken down.
Yeah, it's definitely We're not arguing.
No,
We're not arguing.
I know.
No,
No,
I'm talking about Otto. I'm talking about Otto. I'm talking about Otto in the chat. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm never arguing. I'm curious.
No one
if
did,
anyone
Ryan.
took.
No
Nah,
one
nobody. I thought about it. I think once you guys gonna be another primetime game because the NFL is the NFC East. So we're gonna see that game again. There's no we can't get around it. So I'm gonna probably pick Dallas when they go back to Dallas. So
That's Thanksgiving.
okay, so I'm gonna probably pick Dallas then because I feel like you look back at the stats. The Eagles in the last 5 matchups, I think they won 3 out of the 5 against Dallas
Oh no, never mind.
in Philly, and then when Philly goes to Dallas dominates them. So I think they got like the last 6 matchups. I think could correct me if I'm wrong, but
Oh damn! I forgot Sean picked her up.
Christmas or Christmas Eve, yeah, of course. You know they going somebody going on there. The NFL is NFC East, man. I think once I understood that,
But you got to think about the
game.
markets. Like Dallas won is America's team, so
Yeah.
they're in Dallas. It's a huge market. Well, fan base wise, they have
Yeah.
fans across the country. You can't argue that. When they're on TV, they're going to draw. New York Giants are the New York market. New York is always going to be a draw. Philly is in the Northeast, and Philly's a big city itself. That's a draw. So those 3 cities are all in the same division. You're going to have no choice but to watch them.
And then you got Washington.
And we live in the Northeast, so when we get the games on Fox, we feel like we see them all the time because we're in the Northeast. If we lived in
Right.
LA, we would never see these teams.
That's true too.
That's a great
true.
point, Kenny. That's a great
That's true.
point.
Neil's crying his ass off right now.
Proximity.
So I'm gonna see the Rams. Damn.
Don't want to see them right now.
No.
It's just drop back and throw the Cooper Cup. Honestly,
I know.
it says some people really
So fuck, he down there somewhere.
saying saying. What do y'all think, guys? Cooper Rush or Dak when he comes back?
You have to play Dak because how much you pay him. But if Cooper Rush is like 7-0 when Dak comes back, could you imagine having that going to the locker room and saying like, "This guy just won 7 straight games. We're gonna go back to Dak now."
Yeah.
It's like you have to because you. How do you not? But like,
I'd be in the locker room like,
right?
and then it don't look the same when we're out there. Then we struggling. We're like, yo, this wasn't happening when old boy was winning 7 games in a row. So
Right.
we
You gotta go with the hot hand of momentum. You're undefeated with that
Hey,
guy. You
man.
gotta keep rolling.
He said Dak. I feel like you have to go to Dak because you gave him a bunch of money. You have to.
There's no way around it. Like Dak.
He can be out to week 13. He can be out to week 13, and the Cowboys could be 12-1. You have to play him.
Also, I do think that the defense has mostly carried this team. Like I think
Yes.
Ryan put it. Dallas is 30th in the league as offensive scoring. So, hey.
No, exactly. Sean Dak on the sideline. That's a good throw for a backup.
Yeah, that's RDC is funny for that.
Yeah, he high for a backup.
He only 25? Oh yeah, he next up. Oh man, but we're gonna wrap it up with a little bit of fantasy talk, man. How y'all feeling about your fantasy teams?
I got one
What's
question
going
before we
on?
start.
Yeah, what's up?
Because John, last year I know it was a little rough for you.
It was bad.
Are we-
It
Oh,
was
I
bad.
called it. I knew he
Well,
was bringing it up. I knew it. I
Are
called
we
it.
setting
I warned you.
lineups? Are we setting lineups this year?
On the countryside road trips,
I don't really like the. I know. I'm sorry about the.
you were scoring
No.
39 points average, bro.
Bro,
39. We said, oh yeah. I said next year. He's gone. He's out here.
you guys see that trade last year though? Lamar for Aaron Rodgers. Once
What?
I did that, I was kind of.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you made the trade with me. Yeah.
Which was a good trade. Like,
It,
but,
was, it benefited both of us.
yeah, and Lamar was injured for a good portion of my year, so like it was like I had to he was my big guy, but I just
no.
I sleeper is like flat for me, and I haven't like really gotten into it like ESPN. You know what I mean? Like ESPN, I'm a bread and butter. Like that's my kind of thing. I get that people don't like it, and it's trash sometimes, but like
they're getting a little bit better. I like you got the trade analyzer that's there. Like
No,
they
but
added some things.
is
Yeah,
doubtful or questionable Dude is out for 2 weeks. Name him out. Let's go. Come on. Let's get it. I have him on my bench. That's the only reason I'm like, I'm trying to.
No,
I
literally before.
hate when you know they're going to be out, but
Yeah.
they can't list them as out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
that's
it's
the worst.
literally yesterday or the day before. I think what we're talking about is like, just a heads up. I have a feeling Kenny's gonna ask you about your fantasy performance.
Oh, yeah,
sleepers. So just a heads up. I'm like, ready. I know Kenny. I think I know he's gonna ask this.
Kenny go wait.
Call me out on that. I mean,
Kenny's like this, just.
But once I made the Aaron Rodgers trade, I thought I did a little bit better. But
No, it definitely did turn your season around. Like,
Yeah,
100%.
which is like wow. But and you guys are great football minds, and it's fun talking to you and hearing what you were gonna do with that draft. I thought my back end of my draft was horrible. Like I know you guys like the front end, but like the back end I thought was bad because
Nah, me and Kenny always said that too.
Yeah.
The back end is where your team is made, man. People are leaving. Talking about I got my auto draft. I'm like, oh, cool.
Here's
Thank
a perfect example. This year, people that drafted like Jonathan
goodness.
Taylor in the first round, even Jamar Chase early, like you thought you were set because you had the right. No, the people who drafted late and got Damian Pierce, who got even T. Higgins is a good guy. Devontae Smith.
Nick is like, that's the thing too. Nick is literally everything is going right for him right now. All the running backs that he was lurking on in the back end of the draft are here. He was waiting for Kenneth Walker. He had Jeff Wilson. Like he was literally on these people. He's like, I'm gonna just wait until they mess up, and then now everything's working out in his favor. This guy has 4 top 15 receivers and 4 number 1 running backs. So it's like now his team is a goddamn juggernaut. I'm not gonna lie to you,
and it's
frustrating.
And that is why the back half of your draft is
far
more important than your first 2 picks. Unless you have the number 1 overall pick, then your first 2 picks are the most important picks in the draft. If you miss on them, your season's done.
Yeah. But right now, I'm in a all right place. Big money league is looking real iffy for me. Najee is not panning out. He's my number 2 pick, and it's not looking good for me right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm hoping Dobbins his pitch count goes up. I think it'll go up as the season goes on, but his injury was like pretty bad. His injury was pretty like horrific for like knee injuries. They said it was probably one of the worst since Teddy.
But what's going to help you is when he is at full health is going to be for fantasy playoffs.
Yep.
Like when they finally unleash him, it'll be when you need him most.
So I'm hoping Kenny Pickett can get Najee the ball a little bit more. And the flex position is difficult for me in the one league. It's like it's I gotta just pick a person and hope they do something. It's like no one person's better than the other. So it's like I think I got I got Juju. I got Juju. Hunter Renfro, Dobbs, Romeo Dobbs or whatever his name is, Duvernay, and I just picked up Robinson, many men. So
nice.
And I got DJ Moore. So it's like I basically just got to pick somebody and then be like, all right, I'm cool with this.
Yeah, DJ Moore has not been panning out this year. Because of
we need Sam Darnold back. That's what we need. I didn't think I would say that. We need Sam back because Sam got him the ball.
He's injured.
All I'm saying,
he's on IR.
Is I've been telling people that Sam Darnold was okay. Well, I'll tell these two that Sam Darnold was the better quarterback coming out of that draft class, and everyone told me no. Look at what Baker's doing. But look at the situations that Sam Darnold was in. If Sam Darnold went to Cleveland, he would still be the quarterback in Cleveland. But that's a different story for a different day. But anyways, this to me perfectly proves my point that Baker Mayfield is not better than Sam Darnold.
And Kenny, I'll come and defend you on that point. I think the Jets kind of ruined Sam Darnold because they didn't. There's no way if you look at Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold that Sam Darnold got half of what Zach Wilson's getting. You know what I mean? Two wide receivers in the first and second round, 2 running backs, an offensive line like tackle, like nope. And it's just like I feel bad for Sam Darnold because I mean, don't get me wrong, like the dude, he struggled and it was his fault a little bit. You know what I mean? But his career's not over. I hopefully not. You know what I mean? And
what they did with Sam Darnold was they drafted him and just put him on the team and said, he's our savior. We don't got to worry about anything else. Like, nope. Right. That's not how it works for a young quarterback. Like, not at all, actually.
Yeah. Now they have PJ Walker to start, so we'll see how that goes.
I'd like
Although
to.
PJ Walker came in last year and saved them.
Yeah. So I'd like to think he does the same thing, like a Nick Foles, like a number 2 role. I mean, maybe a Teddy Bridgewater role for the rest of his career, but
yeah. So I mean, do we think DJ Moore has any chance to redemption this year, or I think he's just gonna be stuck as people are gonna have high hopes in the beginning of the season, but we know who his team is, and he won't be able to reduce as much.
I feel like there's gonna be all the players that are in rut right now. They're eventually gonna break through because there's no way he finishes below 800 yards on the season.
I hear you, but didn't we say the same thing about Galladay and Allen Robinson last year?
I was gonna say mention Allen Robinson as well.
Damn.
Because I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong because I had no choice but to draft DJ Moore in one league. But every week I just watch, I'm like, he's having the Allen Robinson here.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know, did he just sign another contract?
DJ, no, because he's playing on his 5th-year option this year. Okay. It'll be this offseason.
So, hey.
I don't think, let me double check. I don't think he resigned there yet. If he values his career, he didn't resign.
Going for 80 plus.
Do you guys think he's in the right offense, bro?
What?
Do you think he's in the right offense? Like we mentioned Kenny Galladay as a Giants fan, I think they're not tailoring their game towards him like the Lions did. You know what I mean? Like, I think he is a key. I don't think he's the guy getting the ball all the time. You know what I mean? I think he disappears in that offense somewhat. You know what I mean? Because we run the ball a lot. So, I mean, do you think he's in the right place for him? Do you know what I mean? If that makes any sense?
Yes, because Matt Rule's offense is air raid. They don't have the right quarterback is the problem.
Okay, gotcha.
Now Matt Rule just got fired, so that's not clearly we don't. But I don't think that. I think that the problem is always the quarterback situation there. And DJ Moore signed a 3-year extension, so he's signed for 23, 24, and 25 there. So he better hope that they get an early pick and bring in Bryce Young or CJ Stroud.
Yeah. So
wait, I heard rumors that the guy that they have now, really likes Josh Rosen, and I feel like there might be rumors of.
No, that's a joke.
No.
I saw that somewhere around.
But Matt Rule is gone now, anyways.
No, the guy who's filling in, the guy, Kurt guy.
Can Giants sustain?
Well, we kind of talked about it.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Earlier.
Oh, talking about earlier. Yeah.
Could they?
You're gonna have to pass in a quarterback league. You're gonna have to pass the ball.
Yeah.
You can't. You can run all day, but that's gonna, if you want to put your hat on running, that's gonna put Saquon at risk. You're gonna need him to. There ain't gonna be every time he gonna come out running out of the tunnel like Rudy and come out there in the second half and light it on fire. So you gonna have to pass the ball, which I feel like they did though. I feel like they did.
And I think the Giants wide receiving core right now is still young. You know what I mean? I think it resembles a little bit of what the Packers are. You know what I mean? Of not having a true number one in their system that fits their scheme. I also think, I know there are a lot of injuries, but I don't know. I like Stills, who's from West Virginia. They signed him off some practice squad last year. So I mean,
David Stills.
Yeah, I like him. I think he'll hopefully make something happen. But
yeah, fantasy for me. Apparently, I faced Neil twice, so in both leagues, so that was fun. But I lost one and won the other, so because he had Kelsey and Mahomes. Apparently, literally every single person I've played this week had Kelsey and or Mahomes, which is
101 of why you don't join 1,000 leagues.
I only joined 5.
You play Hey, listen. That's another thing too, bro. Me and Dylan, we all sit in the Discord, right? And we're like, yo, it's Sunday. You sitting there like, yo, this person's killing. He's killing. Yo, he's killing for me. Then you go and check your other league, and you're playing against a guy that has that same guy. But then you can add sports betting into it. Then you bet that guy to have an under. It's all conflicted. It's
the
it's
odds
tough.
are.
That's why I don't bet player props.
Every single guy though.
True.
Every single matchup I had Kelsey or Mahomes. You know what the odds are out of 5 matchups?
How come you didn't draft any of those guys?
DJ Moore at KC? Relax.
I got Mahomes.
Relax. We do not want DJ Moore going to Kansas City.
I
do not want that.
If DJ Moore goes to Kansas City, you know who else's numbers go up too? Juju and MVS because
Yep.
now like that would be deadly if DJ Moore
He
goes there because they're all the
right.
same thing. They're all good number twos. So you put three good number twos on the same team, that's a problem.
Yeah, you and another thing too is like I don't think people really pay attention to DJ Moore. I think they kind of just hear his name, but he's good, man. He's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
Also, for fantasy, I'm around like the seventh or eighth seed for both leagues, and I checked. I think I'm like top scorer because I know in our league, Kenny, the eighth seed, height goes to the highest scoring team, right? So I got that
Yes.
secured a little bit. So definitely
Yeah,
an improvement from last year
actually,
so far.
depending on
Minus
what
one
time
league because Asher.
You need
depending
to
on what time we
you
get
need to
done
go
with,
for wins. You don't need to be praying for no points.
Oh no,
depending on what time we get done with the podcast, then I might start calculating the points so I can send that out every week because we're getting to the point in the year where people are gonna if they're 1-4, they might pack it in, but if they see that they got a chance of points, they'll actually want to play.
Yeah, and even at 1-4, man, like still
Yeah,
got a
I can't
chance.
wait for next year. Sleeper is supposed to be implementing odd amount of playoff teams because 8 is too many to make the playoffs, but 6 might not be enough. So next year we're going to 7 when Sleeper lets us do that,
Okay, yeah, I
and
like
only
that. I
one
like
team gets a bye.
oh damn.
that.
See, they need more cutthroat. God damn.
You gotta figure it out. So listen, man, fantasy. Y'all figure out what y'all want to do. Let me ask y'all something, man. Have y'all looked at betting wise? I know Kenny, you said Kansas City to cover is a lock. I think that's a lock too. What's some other bets y'all thinking about?
Falcons,
Even money line. Money
Falcons are
line
five
spread.
and 0 against the spread this year. Like I said about
Who they got this
Philly,
week?
they got San Fran, and they are currently plus 5.5 at home against San Fran. Historically, since Shanahan has gone to San Fran, we beat them one time. Last year, we lost to them, but they have not owned us like some people like to believe. So historically, that's not a bad game. I think 5.5 is a good number. Falcons have not lost by more than 6 all year, so
Bump
five
it
and a half
up,
seems
but
about
shit,
right.
bump it up to 7.
Exact
You
bump
gonna
it
be
at
chilling,
7, 8.5 if you want to be real comfortable.
right? And Rob, he said B Rob over yards, Eagles spread. Okay, Seattle money line. All right. Yeah,
Dylan just
put that in the Lord's work
listen.
because this sound real good. But
Dylan just loves Brian Robinson because he came out to many men.
what about you, John? You got any bets that you like? You do you actually bet?
Yeah, I do love to bet.
Okay,
I do.
okay.
I'm a money line better though, so like I'm all in or out. You know what I mean on a team. So
Yeah.
I kind of like Jacksonville over Indianapolis this week.
Okay. Is it plus money?
Well, yeah, it's plus 108. So I mean, I think Jacksonville
Okay.
lost last week. Their bounce back week. I mean, Indianapolis isn't as strong. Are they still injured? I'm gonna check this weekend. But I mean, like, who else do I like? Ooh, I kind of like the Jets over the Packers. I know that's like a little biased, but I mean, it's plus 270. So I mean, they must
Yeah,
know something I don't. You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't get all crazy right there.
winning on that.
Aaron Rodgers,
He ain't losing back to back.
he's sitting back. He said, "Who we got next week?" Oh yeah, they're about to get killed. They're not about to let 2 New York teams beat me back. He not. Aaron
What if that
Rodgers.
happens? What
No,
if-
It does happen.
they might get. Listen, they might get shellacked out there.
No, I
It
know.
might get real bad.
Yeah, I know. And the Jets are, but I'm just saying, I like that we put money into our D line. I like that we put like draft picks into our D line. Hopefully they get after them. I mean, I know that's like a stretch. You know what I mean? No doubt.
Right.
I mean, also are in the plus. I mean, you said Tua's not coming back this week. So
Yeah,
Alex
yeah.
Thompson is playing.
If it was the first concussion, he would have played last week. But the fact that he had that, this is a whole nother ball game. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they said they put him on like IR or something, bro. Honestly, I wouldn't be
At
surprised.
this point, I don't think they will though, because he's
Yeah.
already missed. He'll be missing 2 weeks now. So then you would have to guarantee he missed another 4, so it'd be 6 weeks. So now
Yeah.
I think it's too late.
Yeah, he's definitely all messed up. There's no
For
way.
me, it's probably a little biased, but the Patriots money line is at plus 120 at DraftKings right now.
For who they playing?
The Cleveland.
Browns, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Kobe Brissett going against his former coach. No one knows him better than Bill Belichick. I think obviously you have Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, deadly running attack, but I think that they have a decent shot at I win in this game with them. I think at Cleveland too, but I just think that if you're gonna have a game plan set, Bill Belichick always does good against his former quarterback. So,
But
let's go.
before you, what former quarterbacks has he gone against? Because he had Tom Brady for his whole damn career. I'm just I just want to point that out first.
He's not the real stat man. You're not the real stat man. You're an imposter.
I don't disagree that New England has a good chance of winning this game, but to say that no one knows Jacoby Brissett better than Bill Belichick is so false, because he was a quarterback there for 1 year in his rookie year, and he only started one game that year, and then he went on and completely changed who he was when he was a quarterback in Indy, and then he was in Miami. Jacoby Brissett in New England is not Jacoby Brissett in Cleveland.
But also, tapes, spying, etc., etc. So,
So then give us the real reasons, because y'all cheat.
Because y'all cheat.
It's in the DNA. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Y'all, Bill Belichick sent that person to record the Dolphins practice.
Also, the game against Brady. I mean, there was like a missed field goal away from winning the game. I mean, he
had one game against Brady.
I mean, it's still facts.
But one game, and he lost it.
And by the way, you're not cheating. You're not trying. You cheated against the New York Jets. Like, no offense, but if you need to try against the Jets, rethink your motto. I'm just saying. I got a question for you guys. Well, I mean, at least at that time.
All the other reasons, this is a good defensive game plan. Stick with that.
Washington tomorrow is the underdog for those of you interested in that.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
that's
weird.
What I figured.
They're getting a point, but on the money line, it's
the same. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, the most minus 110.
So it's
trap.
Essentially
Trap.
You guys,
listen, take over under or something in that game. Don't mess with that shit.
Yeah, but I don't even know what to do with the over under, because
it's at 37 and a half.
Right, but the Bears don't score points.
Right.
But sometimes Washington does.
But sometimes he does.
It's like, so what are we gonna get tomorrow?
Yo.
Like, I know the Bears aren't gonna score.
Right. Let me see before we wrap up here. What pick I like.
Any player props as well?
I haven't had. I need more time.
I think I see this one floating almost every single week. Or whenever I look, ETN or James Robinson receiving yards. It's always like the running backs.
I like ETN. Yeah, I like ETN.
I feel like they always get it at least 20 receiving yards. So if you're looking for just something to add to your parlay,
I like. I do like the Cowboys +6. I like the Cowboys +6. I could see the game being won either way by 4. So I like that.
Sean, I think it might be an over game. Both defense are very.
Jerry, you stupid. Shout out to you, bro.
You might see a shootout.
You said a shootout?
Yeah, because last Thursday night game, they were two, solid defenses, but this game,
right,
bottom 20 defenses, so we might see a very terrible game, but offensively.
See what happens, man. You get and even the Giants too +6. I can see.
Definitely starting Carson Wentz tomorrow as my QB2.
Oh yeah, he's locked in.
He's a top 10 fantasy quarterback this year.
John, Scary Terry.
He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing.
Well, Scary Terry ain't on the team, is he? They ain't throwing him. Say that right now. I mean, no, he's on the team. I'm joking. I'm just saying. I have him in fantasy, and he doesn't show up. But
did he get paid?
Yeah, he just got paid 3 years.
Oh, okay, all right.
One of those 3 years.
I thought it was contract year. I was about to say, oh, they freezing him out. But listen, great show, fellas. Any last words? I'm gonna start with John. It's another thing I like to do too at the end of the show. Is any last words? You can speak your piece about the Giants,
or
the Jets.
Say whatever you want, John.
All right, great.
Say fuck the Rams. Fuck the Rams too as well.
Oh yeah, I've got a question for you, bet-wise. Before I say my last words, do you think the Panthers at any they're plus 370, so they're basically automatically a win against the Rams. But you think the Panthers have any chance of winning that game? I mean, they fire their head coach. Normally, after you fire a head coach, they win the next week.
Let me tell you something about. Listen, let me tell you something about the Panthers. I'm in this thing called a 31 club.
Okay.
So each week, I think it's like $90 to $100 you pay for the entire season. Each week there's a pot that's put in, and any team that scores 31, everybody gets a team picked. Pretty much, you get 32 people. They pick their team. I got the Panthers, so I got if the Panthers score 31, I have an opportunity to win money. I'll never win because the Panthers are never getting 31 points. So
Got you.
I'm sick that you mentioned the Panthers because I literally just had to pay my money this week for that shit, and I'm paying it knowing that I have no chance at all, unless Christian somehow goes absolutely crazy.
Well, this is a foul question because if Neil was here, he'd probably rip me to shreds over this game. You know what I mean?
Are you saying for them to win?
Yeah, if they win or beat the Rams, like I mean, they probably won't. They're insanely the underdog, but I'm just saying, with the Rams with their problems, I mean,
I'm not gonna lie to you. That +10, you take the +10.
Looks interesting. That's all I'm saying.
Even you can even increase it too a little bit. Like it is what it is. You can
I'm
go
not
to
taking on the money line though. Like
yeah, and the money. Oh, the money. I'm not. I don't do that.
Absolutely not.
That's bad betting. That's that Dylan. That's that Dylan betting. Dylan Zelinsky, Incorporated.
Oh, the full name. Damn. He's a government. That's crazy.
I just had to ask real quick.
He be betting crazy, man. But yeah.
Wait, Johnny, last words. Go
Last words. Okay. I think the Giants and the Jets are both, even though they're fighting, they're winning. Hopefully, I hope they win. I think they're in a rebuilding thing. I'm glad to see Brian Daboll kind of turn around the team and hopefully turn around Daniel Jones a little bit. I think it's been good progress so far, and I like where we are with both schedules. But I mean, I realistically just want to see people improve. You know what I mean? Like it's been fun watching football and fun watching just it happen. You know what I mean? As a fan of the Jets and the Giants, sometimes you sit there and you're like, why the hell am I at this game? You know what I mean? I'll go to MetLife and I'll be like, God damn it, like this like hurts. You know what I mean? But luckily this season it doesn't feel like that. You know what I mean? And hopefully you have seasons where it doesn't feel like that either, because that's the sucky part about football. But I had a fun time talking sports on the show. I appreciate you guys having me. You're always welcome on Ball Central. So I mean, yeah, that was my last words. Appreciate you guys.
Of course. What about you, Phil? What's your last words of the night, man?
Hey,
what you got for the people?
I mean, hey, another good episode. I feel like, we had a good amount of viewers, 8, 11, probably the highest since, someone else has been on, but hey, maybe, hey, I'm just, remember when I always said, oh, the podcast is a little bit better, a lot more handsomer, but hey, Neil's been gone, the viewers are going on.
That's all I'm saying.
Just saying.
Kenny's like, shit, I can't argue that.
John's IBTE adjacent. I'm just saying. We had 11 or 12, like highest we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
The comment section going crazy. So I just want to say thank you for everyone tuning in. Hey, my guy John, my fellow Ball Central co-host, thank you for coming through. Much appreciated. Like Lauren said, welcome anytime. And hey, another week, IBT Sports.
Yes, sir. What about you, Kenny? What you got for the people?
The people, if you are located in upstate New York this weekend and you're bored on a Saturday, Syracuse hosts NC State, who is ranked number 15 in the country. Syracuse is ranked number 18 in the country. It's the first time 2 top 20 teams will be playing each other in the Carrier Dome since 1998. There's only one player on Syracuse this year that was even born in 1998. So that shows you how long it's been since Syracuse has been this nationally relevant. So if you have nothing to do, don't complain that there's nothing to do in upstate New York. Get in your car and drive there.
Bro, me and my dad about to go see this game. We're gonna go Saturday. I just looked it up. It's like $40 for a ticket.
Yeah, it's the cheapest ticket in Power 5 football you can find.
Oh yeah, I'm about to get this right after this.
They sold 45,000 tickets already. It's going to be an absolute great game. You're going to watch a future NFL player in Sean Tucker. So I suggest you get out there. And when Syracuse wins this one, they'll be a borderline. They'll be in the top 15, and they head to Clemson next week to take on a number 4 team in the country. It's going to be absolutely insane.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm about to call my dad right after this.
They're 5-0 right now, right?
Because I was thinking about going to watch the Ravens this Sunday with him. I was gonna buy tickets and go. Because he went to yeah,
and probably a significantly better game.
Well, I mean, and if Syracuse wins, they're going to storm the field. I was going to say the last time I thought Syracuse was super relevant, or I mean, it's a shocker, but when they beat Clemson. You know what I mean? At home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they won't storm the field for this one though, because they're
You don't think
favored.
so?
No, they're favored, and
Okay.
they're 18 and NC State's 15, so it's an
Gotcha.
upset, but it's not an upset.
I feel that.
Now Clemson, that would be.
Right.
Again, that'd be what's up.
What you got, Mr.
What?
Co-founder?
Me, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, John, for you joining us. It's a pleasure. You always welcome back. Probably up there for guests. You know what's going on. Some of our other guests was lost in the sauce, but it's gonna be good. But man, more consistency, man. We are still rolling. We have we missed a week yet? I don't think
Probably
we
not
missed
since
a week.
The holidays, maybe?
Yeah, I think we had like a crazy holiday.
But that happens though. Like, even the
Yeah.
TV shows take a week off during Christmas and Thanksgiving time.
Right. So, but our streak that we got going is incredible. I say it every week. Consistency. That's all we got when we do this. Everybody that's tuned in tonight, my last words is always appreciation for everybody that is a part of the show, that watches it. So Sean, Jared, Otto, Dylan, let's see, who else? Ryan came in here, Ryan Billadou. He showed his face. I just love how the NFC East team, like fans, they pop up. They're nowhere to be found. Week 1, they're nowhere to be found, but their team is here. They're 4-1. Who else? Let's see. I want to make sure I get everybody.
Vicente was in here.
Evan, Vicente,
Dylan,
Owen, Dylan. We had Taj. We had Trey. Oh my goodness, Javon. Who else? We had a lot of comments tonight. Jeez, and Derek Tuzin. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. It means a lot, especially to me. It shows that we continue to grow. We're gonna keep getting the audience out there, further reach. I know it's hate, but love at the same time, because they hate when I post about their teams or post anything, so they want to come in here and talk their trash. But I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all like this video, comment on this video, and if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you sub. Man, listen, we up out of here. You said, wait, what happened?
Said notice, yeah. Put notifications on when you sub. So
Bo, this is crazy, man. Listen, we appreciate y'all. IBTE Sports, man. Yo, listen, Stro merch coming soon, man. The guy up in the corner, man. He's coming. He's coming. The hoodies, the shirt soon. Maybe the red. I don't know if I want to release the red yet.
Also, Halloween episode coming soon as well.
It's a Halloween. I might have to do something, man. I might have to. I'm not gonna lie to you. But man, we up out of here. We appreciate y'all. We love you. Peace.